sign. Not,
No, it's
it wasn't this morning, right? Wasn't there like a big
something.
Yes.
Cloud.
cloud?
Yes.
Something? Yes. Thank you.
Yeah,
There's 3 people in the room.
okay, do we admit
Yeah.
it? Okay, that should be it.
I would click it on.
Good. Good evening. Today is November 18th, 2025. The time is 6 p.m. This is the meeting of the Board of Health. It's now called to order. My name is Glenn French, and I am the chairman for the Board of Health. This open meeting of the Northborough Board of Health is being conducted in person and remotely, consistent with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency. Public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream or the recording of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. And with that, we're open up the meeting. We have a full house. Myself, we have Lisa Johnson,
Present.
Lara Helwig, Dilip Jain, and Swati Sani.
Present.
Good. With that in mind, we're going to go right into the agenda. And we're going to take a look once again at the poultry regulation discussion. It looks like we have a Board of Health poultry regulation components draft, which we're going to discuss. It has after these months back and forth, this has basically the components of what we're looking for to put together a regulation for chickens and roosters and barnyard fowl. Correct?
Correct. So
Good.
what I did is I took what you had been discussing for the last few months, put them into kind of organized it in a way that was the key component. So regulations would include a lot more language about animal safety, welfare, but these were the key components you were talking about. So minimum space requirements, maximum flock size, minimum setbacks, and then roosters. So if you want to go through each one, confirm that this is what you would like to have in the regulation, you guys can do that, and then next meeting would have a draft regulation that would be reviewed by the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources, MDR, as well as our animal inspector and then town council. And then you guys would, look at it, and then it would go to the public hearing process.
Covers, from what I remember, it covers everything we discussed. The only thing I would suggest is that there be a sort of grace period from the time that the regulations are adopted to the time they actually take place. That would give owners of the animals time to adjust either their coop situation or the number of chickens and make way for the roosters if that applies to them. So that's what I would suggest. I've seen it in at least one, if not two, of the already in existence And I thought that was a good idea.
What time, how much time would you?
Well, these will probably be approved in maybe two months, right? 2 more meetings. As long as town council gets out, I don't think it's a little
Probably January.
January. I would suggest sometime 6 months from then. That way, we're through the winter. Right into the spring. You know, I don't foresee any real problems in the winter. Get into the spring. Warning signs go up and then they get into effect. That's my opinion.
I think that's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
I think the one I saw was a year.
I think Westbrook.
Was a year
It's a year.
took place, but I think that's.
And I should note that these kind of components are from mostly Westboro and Medway. As well as using, I was on the phone with the coordinator of the poultry program through MDR, and that's these recommendations, the 4 square feet per a floor space per chicken, the 1 foot of linear perch space, and then the 8 square feet of outdoor pen. Those were recommendations from MDR.
Per chicken.
Per
Per
chicken,
chicken.
yes,
That's a minimum.
minimum. Oh, correct.
Yeah. I mean, these numbers are almost universal from what I've seen.
So talking about roosters, I know everyone's favorite subject.
Right.
You guys were kind of back and forth last meeting and you kind of decided on 2 acres. Is that something you are still comfortable with? Would you like to change that?
I wanted larger property areas, but that can too seem to be the feeling. Is there any provision for variances in these proposed, you know?
Yeah,
So there be a provision for variance. Something strange. By hardship.
one comment, we could consider increasing the setbacks for roosters. If that was something you wanted to keep in mind, or just leave it at property.
You got 2 acres. You can have 18. If you're 2 acres more, you can have up to 18 to 24 birds. Depending on how big your property is. Well, that you're gonna need a rooster, right? Then, from what I've learned about roosters, they seem to be controlling the hens to keep them in order. So they don't peck each other. Right?
Right,
That's what I've learned.
yeah, I see your point, it probably would be helpful to the neighbors. If the rooster was not, within the same proximity as chickens. That creates some challenges, so do we have, is that a case by case basis, because we don't have that many roosters?
Right,
So
you could even
factors?
consider roosters need to come before the board.
Yeah.
It's really up to what you think.
Make it too granular.
Right, and I think our working in collaboration with our animal inspector, it would be our goal that Jen would go out and be like, hey, this is. The recommended place for this coop, if that communication was collaborative.
So with regards to the number of birds per 2 acres, is that? If it says 18 for half to 2 acres, right? If they had 9 chickens, would they be able to have 9 roosters? To make it 18? Are they gonna be put in the same category?
No, we can change the words to chickens.
Then I think we have to adjust that. Because you don't wanna have, 17 roosters and 1 hen, that would be a nightmare.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna have that, that would be an animal welfare issue, I think you're, stuff to use that.
But because it's not spelled out, I think we.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the words will be defined, because poultry is a broader definition, chicken, we say chicken here, and we say hen in one place, we say fowl in another, we say bird in another, so I assume that the final version will have what we're
Consistency.
really talking about, which it sounds like it's just chickens and roosters.
Not to be nitpicky, but
if we could change it from 0.5 to 1.9 acres?
Yep.
Because it is like.
Yeah, I
right
did
up
on
to
that
it.
too. Yeah. there's
all of them.
differentiation.
Yeah. What about the maximum number of birds? Seems high to me. Seems high.
Yeah, because they could be at 2.1 acres and they could have 24.
Seems like a lot of chickens. I mean, you've gotta fit it in. The coop has to then adjust to the amount
Yeah.
of chickens, so you
Yes.
can,
I think most of your backyard birds are not gonna have to be. 5 acre situation, you could potentially, I guess,
right,
do that.
that's,
So 2 acres may not be.
I think it's unlikely that somebody who lives on 2 acres would do that. It could be wrong.
Will you have an annual inspection?
So through the animal inspector, there is barn annual inspection, so yes, we would, anyone who would have a permit with us, we would send them to the animal inspector, and they would be included for annual.
Right.
And that information is reported directly to the state, more for animal safety and biosecurity.
well, let's talk about alright, so we've got minimum space requirements, those seem to be. Liberal and fair to chickens and. Public alike. We've got lot size. To lineage. Seems to be good, I think the number of birds are a little high, but. 1 to 5. And then we've got the minimum setback requirements. These we discussed, I remember,
Probably the first meeting.
and they seem. To be what we discussed. Go on to roosters. I think, I don't know, again, we get into how. How far away from the lot line should a rooster be? Do we set a boundary for the rooster? When they're running around the yard? Can you do that?
If the issue is noise, it's gonna carry anyway.
It's gonna carry it.
So I sort of feel like that's, I mean, and again, if that's really what is at stake here. You can put that, that setback in, but
The noise
you're
is
gonna
gonna be,
still carry, it's still gonna carry.
well, that's why I was at a higher,
So I'm not sure that's the most important point.
no. The idea was to move the rooster away from. And it's better if it's away from the neighbor's house than. If it's just up against the fence.
Yeah, I just think for most of these, like, in an ideal world, yeah, you'd stick it in the center of your lot, but that's like,
You're not gonna
most
be
people
able
aren't
to,
gonna be able to do that, and even if you did, I think the noise is still gonna carry beyond. I mean, they are loud,
There,
and they carry,
Without turning this into a nanny state, is it reasonable to consider? Permit for a rooster upon inspection? I hate to put that on you, but the health agent, you're seeing where they would keep it and what. Yeah, and I'm looking at 2 acres, I have a couple of acres and we have neighbors really close to us, I feel like 2 acres is not very much.
it isn't,
For a rooster, seems like that's tight. And to your point, I just, for conversation's sake, Mr. Chair. The lot size and the maximum number of birds seems like the lot size should be a little larger. Now, ½ acre to 1 acre for 12. That's my opinion.
yeah, I think it's too many birds for. The lot sizes,
Mm-hmm.
so we either increase the lot sizes to accommodate the bird numbers or reduce the bird numbers.
Well, you need to buy, if you're buying birds, they come in 6, unless you're gonna share a flock, not everybody has that ability, so I think that 6 number is probably pretty.
Well, that's where it
Yes.
came from, I get that.
So an eighth to, do you want to do an eighth to a ½ acre?
Just a quarter to I don't know, 1/8 of an acre.
An eighth of an acre for 6 chickens is a lot of chickens.
Yes, it is.
You don't really tell them.
But if you have an eighth of an acre and you want chickens, then maybe you get a,
Yeah.
The maximum flock size is modeled after Medway's, just slightly, they didn't have multiples of 6, but it was. I think their maximum was 20.
Oh,
You can only from any source buy baby chicken eggs at about a half
Not
dozen.
eggs, not eggs, but they're hatched chicks.
They're hatched.
Or poults, just slightly.
And the
It's
only,
Mass law,
like you can't get them,
you can't just get 3, you have to get 6.
No, you have to get 6.
Now,
That's
if
mass
you-
law.
If you mail order them, it's a, like,
Yeah,
there's
that's what
still
I'm
mail numbers, but I
Usually
don't know that
it's
it's 6. But usually people, when they mail order, they split between friends.
We didn't have any chicken friends, so we had to go with the 6. But yeah, I mean, sometimes that is, possible, but if it's not, and you're going to Tractor Supply or
Right.
Littleton, where they sell.
And keep in mind too, you order these things, but they come from USPS.
Oh,
If you can, yeah, think about how the stuff arrives at your house from USPS. You have to go pick them up at the post office, so that is how birds are shipped.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's horrifying.
And they don't all make it,
But-
so sometimes it's nice to have more in case they don't all make it, but 6
Yeah,
is.
my point was the same one, I'll make it. It's unlikely all of them will make it. I'm not sure what the quality of number of health is from. Tractor Supply. Seems unlikely, but
It has to be a lot of 6, right? Lots of 6.
so this is what we told. Then you gotta find a friend,
You gotta find
You
it,
gotta,
well,
you know,
next
start up a poultry,
Facebook page.
Cool.
I was gonna say
Facebook,
that's-
they will.
yeah, yeah.
and then you reach out and find somebody who's gonna willing to partner too. And then you can have them.
Well, generally speaking, if you're going to purchase baby chickens, put it, simply in Massachusetts, the minimum you can purchase is 6. So that number is a reasonable. And if
It's
you
a
can
reasonable
afford,
number, but it's not a reasonable number for an eighth of an acre.
and so
that's
where did
big.
the 8th come up from? Is that West?
Medway.
That's Medway?
do we have Vesperos?
Westboro doesn't have,
Maybe
Minimum.
Sizes, yeah.
yeah,
With an 1/8 of an acre, do you meet the minimum setback requirements?
Probably not for 6.
sorry, I did misspoke, misspeak. In Westboro, under an 1/8 of an acre, you can have 6. An 1/8, I didn't use these because we said they were
Westboro had way too many
1 to
chickens.
2 acres, you could have 50.
Yeah, they had way too many chickens.
Yes.
Westboro, bird capital of the world. Worcester County, I don't understand why.
You can change it to 2, 6, 12, and 18. And then if you're on that 1/8 to 1/4, you gotta share, you're fine.
I think,
Well, yeah.
my opinion is, you know,
Mhm.
the fact that you've got 1/8 of an acre. And the fact that you can't buy anything but 6 chickens.
Yeah.
Then you've gotta come up with a different way to get less chickens.
Yeah.
So,
Because 6 chickens for even up to a quarter acre, I can.
That's tight, that's
Tight.
tight, yeah, I think it's a good suggestion to.
Yeah, and you got a house.
Said 2, 6,
There's
2,
a
6,
driveway.
18.
Yeah,
I changed the numbers to 2, 6, 12.
and then
Is that the chickens?
Yeah.
Medway's was an 1/8 to a quarter was 4, a quarter to a half was 6, a half to 1 was 10, and then 1 to 5 was 20.
So they can't order, well, they have to order 6, and they have to get rid of 2 to make one sign in.
Or they're mail ordering them and they come in different.
But does everyone do mail order?
What?
Does everyone do mail ordering?
no, I think you can buy.
I think.
But even if you go and buy the sticks.
Yeah,
That's,
you
yeah.
can only buy 6, Massachusetts, yeah, but.
I
Let's
just thought that was-
find somebody to share chickens with or go
I think so.
on.
So maybe that's what we do, we raise from an 1/8 to a half acre, and make it 4.
Or
And
2,
then-
I think
But
2,
if you live on an 1/8 of an acre, you should still be able to have chickens if you can fit them in.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought we were gonna do, 2 for the half acre,
2 for that.
right?
1/8 to a
1/8 to a
quarter,
half,
1/8 to a quarter
And
is 2,
say to a quarter,
okay, 2.
up to,
up to a quarter.
right?
Mhm.
And then a quarter, if you've got a quarter acre. You can have 6 up to a half acre. And if you've got a half acre
Mhm.
up to 2 acres, 12. And then 2 acres
Cut it down to 18,
up to 5
cut it down to 18.
is
18.
18, which is still a lot if you ask me. For 2 acres.
Well, and if you have 5 acres and.
You could
If
separate
you
that.
got 5 acres, we have no say.
We
If you
can
have 5
separate,
acres, you
we can
can.
separate that category.
Right. So I think 2 acres for 18 birds is a lot. You could even put
It
it,
is.
you could even do the 0.5, the half acre to 3 acres.
Mhm.
You
It's
know,
12.
it's 12,
Mhm.
and then. Up to 3 acres, and then 3 acres
Three
to
plus is-
5 is 18,
3 plus, yeah.
right? And then over 5, we don't have to say, because it's
They can have.
agricultural, it's a farm. Law.
Yeah, we don't have jurisdiction on it.
Yeah, it's, so it's,
I'm more comfortable with that.
Agree.
The 2 seems quite low.
Yeah, but you're only if you got an
If you
acre.
have an acre, if you have over acre and higher.
We have a neighbor that just has one every year. And then it
Yeah.
disappears.
One's a little sad,
Right.
it's our social. From an animal welfare perspective, that was.
so I guess I have a question maybe for you as a vet, if they're selling them in six, or you as a chicken, is it okay to have them not as six?
And then.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah, there's nothing bad about 6.
Okay.
You get into the next thing.
But what did you mention prior to that?
Oh, and then having just one is kind of sad.
Sad.
Because I mean, they're a social animal. They belong in
Yeah.
a flock. To have just one, I mean, if you buy 2 or you end up with 2 and one dies, now you've got one left.
Right,
But I
yeah.
mean,
Search out the website,
yeah,
Friends of Fowl, and pick up another one. You know they're out,
oh, yeah, yes.
I know. it.
Yeah.
So I'm more comfortable with that and the acreage delineation. I think a little bit different.
Yeah. And we
Do we have that?
So it's 2, 6,
2, 6, 12,
18,
18,
okay, and 18 was for,
3 plus 8.
3 plus.
so someone with 2 acres can only have 12.
So up to 3 acres can only be 12.
Alright, I just wanna bring us back to the, in August when we saw those pictures, they had how many?
16?
And we said that.
Could it be variance?
Could be a variance, but if they've got 16. And we're limiting them to 12. Because they've got 1 acre of land,
Or 12 is the guide.
we're limiting them to. Yeah,
That's right.
12.
To 12.
Yeah. They have an acre.
I think that's fair.
Mhm.
And it's fair, and I'm glad that the. Coop looked good with 16, but. This is what I think is reasonable. For everybody.
Yes,
And I changed that request of over 18 chickens. Will require a variance,
Yeah,
if they already have it. They already have it, right? If
or if they wanted more.
how long chickens do they have?
Well, they can live.
Honestly, so
Quite a
they
few
got
years.
I was gonna say they can live years, but I mean, in a traditional backyard setting. I think particularly if you're not building a really strong coop,
Oh, yeah.
you end up losing
space
that to
heat.
predation. And then there's obviously just the disease that comes along, so. I don't know what the average lifespan of a backyard chicken is, but I mean, they can certainly
But-
live years.
Generally speaking. Like a dog lives anywhere from 10 to 12 years in that one.
I've heard some live longer.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
That
it's-
seems about right.
Yeah,
They only lay for a couple years.
right.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Just eating.
roosters,
Boosters,
And the setbacks are okay, as written.
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
75 from any dwelling 15 from any side or rear abutting lot lines, and then 25 feet from any dwelling of the applicant's property.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
the facility, which will be different.
roosters, you wanna go up to 3 acres?
Please.
I wanted 5.
I'm okay with 5.
I said 5, but
Well,
I've heard them,
if you're gonna have 12 chickens.
yeah. That's up-
Westboro allows roosters, there's no guidance,
Okay.
Medway does not.
It's
A lot of towns just 0.
0, 6,
0 roosters.
Hudson allows them based on acreage. I think it was 1.5 acres. They're all blurring together.
Okay.
the rate of.
Leave it 5.
I'd say 3 to 5 too.
So minimum of 3.
Yeah,
Are we saying 1 rooster or what does that look like?
Is that a ratio like last time that we?
Yeah, there's like an ideal ratio, I'd have.
Okay.
I would say 1.
1,
Well, like for
one.
turkeys, it's like 1 tom to, I think, 10 to 12 hens. I'd have to look up what it is, I happen to know that one because we have turkeys at work. I don't have chickens at work right now, so I don't know, but that's the ratio is, and Dar can tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've got 3 to 5 acres, you can have up to 18 birds.
Yeah.
Okay,
1 rooster.
1 rooster per 18 birds.
It'd be 17 hens and 1 rooster.
Looks like the rule of thumb is 1 rooster for every 8 to 10 hens.
Okay, so it's not too far off from turkeys.
That's fine.
So you would potentially want a rooster in that half to 3, that half to 3.
But it has to be 18 birds.
To have to 3,
That's
that's
16.
12 birds.
Right, one of them could be a rooster and the other, and then you'd be within your ideal.
Right. So then, it says less than 2 acres. We've got a half to 3 acres with 12 birds. So
That's my point, is that you should probably be allowed to have a rooster there.
3rd category and the 4th category.
so 3rd category, you can have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I can follow up with it. Dar.
no, not because it changes to less than 3 acres. Keeping roosters prohibited at residential properties less than 3. So you've only got the last category.
But the last category is 3, right? 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yes.
I think so,
I think that's fine.
I think so. The rooster people are not gonna be happy, but that's,
So what did you?
What is it then? 3,
it'll only be the last
Category 3 to 5 acres.
3 to 5 acres.
3 to 5.
They're allowed.
And they can ask for a variance on that.
They should.
You
That'd be up to your decision.
have to look at it, because if you've got 3 acres or 2.9 acres. And there's no one around you, variance away.
Yep.
Although in North County, it's hard to find property like that, but. So I think that's
That's
moving along.
Yep.
And did you want what Lisa had mentioned about a permit upon inspection for roosters?
Before they can even get a rooster.
Which is tough because sometimes they
You're
don't.
gonna end up with a rooster without knowing how a rooster until time goes by.
Yeah,
the baby's coming to.
I think that.
Well, I think if we just
It was
keep
just a
it,
suggestion, it was just for that, you don't need more.
Well, the good thing actually, it may be tough to do it only because you don't know who it is.
I think. Sure enough.
And the application requires a butter notification.
That was again just a question. Some towns do it, some towns don't.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The abutter notification of
Okay.
roosters, again, if they already know or if they don't know they have a rooster.
Yeah, you can't notify somebody if you don't know. Would you require a butter notification if they're requesting a variance? That
I
makes
think
sense.
that's.
That makes sense, because obviously you're asking for something that may impact your neighbors.
Yeah,
That
right.
makes more sense.
That's fair.
Okay.
Then you can do 6 months to fix the problem or whatever.
To get ready,
Then 6
Take
months.
care of
Or
business.
apply for variance.
Apply for variance or
right?
meet the code. Regulation.
And then the enforcement, there'll be, legal language, but. We kind of wrote it as first, second, third offense, but we can change the fines. I'm always on the first offense should be a warning, but.
Me as well.
Okay.
The fines aren't terrible on this. Like the cigarette fines.
By a lot different than that.
It's never gonna get over.
The cigarette.
That's a state law.
Preposterous. I understand, but it's preposterous.
And then anyone,
Rachel,
just like
Rachel is
any
represented.
code enforcement, anyone has a right to a hearing.
Yeah,
And then the permit and application requirements, this is pretty standard amongst all all town regulations, but plot plan, manure management plan, storage of feed and pest management. So again, to reduce
Yeah.
the nuisances.
Yep.
Anything more?
Anything else that we need for the permit? Nothing.
That's right.
Okay.
any cost for permits?
Yes, that doesn't.
So right now, the stable permit is free. I think it would be another project to look at our fee schedule.
They keep talking about raising all this.
Right. So we could
Okay.
either write it
That's
into the regulation, how much it would be, or look at the fee schedule.
I think if stable permits are free, then we have no right to charge for chamber.
We have to review all the permits.
John Cordero was here,
And yes,
he's out there,
he say yes,
say yes.
yes.
Again, other towns, do they?
Other towns, it's like minimal 10 to 20, and I
It's
would say,
supposed to be, well, the cost is supposed to be like relative to the amount of time it takes to send people out there.
Cost.
Yeah,
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I assume like the $25 per dog is the time that it takes somebody to sit here and track it. Check the rabies tag.
Probably more chickens than stables.
Yeah,
yeah.
that is true. I think we should try something, some of us, a small.
It's in line
Just
with
once
what
a
you
year.
pay for.
It's not a huge
I
amount.
think that's too high.
Yeah.
I go for, I was thinking more like 5 to 10. Nominal.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I was just gonna say.
You know, $5, get anything for $5.
All right,
25.
I'm a little old fat.
Mike,
He's into the
I
grocery
just
store, like-
think of people, they're getting chickens and they're all
Just
excited.
having the eggs too, so.
Yeah, they get hit with a 25 bucks.
You mean for the gas at least, so we're driving to.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're not, I'm assuming we're not talking about per bird.
No.
We
could do that too.
No, no. Per.
Turns into a revenue stream that way.
I think 20 is a reasonable amount.
Quiet on this whole thing. I just
I hear 20.
sit my-
25.
Fine. That's it.
25,
25.
the dog costs are 25, aren't they? So they 25
Yes.
dog?
I believe it
Yeah,
is, yeah.
Yeah, North Road to 25.
and that's per dog too, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not per house, it's per
I wouldn't
dog.
say it's per chicken though, I think that would be excessive.
Right.
And the permit would be good for a year.
Yes, 1 year.
Yeah.
And do they get notification, like for the dog you get? You need to.
Well, the dog comes through the census.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
that's-
same thing,
Would
we
it come
get.
through the census? The permit, no, separate process, that's what I thought.
So we're gonna have to do a lot of education.
Yeah, a lot of.
And
Well, especially when it's new,
Yeah.
That's what it is. you know.
And I think the goal is to have something in place, so if something happens, we have regulations to look at.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
chickens, safe,
That should be.
healthy.
So I will use all the different regulations to draft a regulation, then I will have it reviewed by. The different parties for animal safety, welfare, and then legal use.
We get to look at it.
Yes, so the next meeting, it will just be for you to review and then
There it goes.
Okay.
we will schedule the public.
Okay. Good. Good. next. Local upgrade approval for 205 Indian Meadow Road. You gotta read the letter. to Understand what the hell we're talking. And then I was like, why is this highlighted? Is it
Yeah.
supposed to be?
It is supposed to be highlighted, so. Long story short, we have a system that's being prepared for, proposed for repair. They are requesting a local upgrade approval to reduce the distance from the system to the groundwater from 5 feet to 4 feet. Usually 4 feet is the standard unless your
Right.
soil is very porous, which was the case in this situation, then you need 5 feet. So this, they're looking for a reduction from that 5 feet to 4 feet. And the reason I included that highlighted section is I went to Title V to ensure that that is something the Board of Health can grant. And it is something the Board of Health can grant so long as it meets the following conditions. Witnessed by a soil evaluator, with me, I'm a soil evaluator. You're still maintaining the minimum of 4 foot, which is what they're proposing. The system has failed, which it is. There's no increase in flow, which is applicable, and there's no other reductions being requested. So they are requesting that on the basis that it would require the reworking of internal plumbing in the house to raise up the
Right.
plumbing, so it can actually reach that kind of higher point to allow gravity to let the effluent flow into the system.
Then it would be, pipe would be on the top of it.
Exactly, so that's kind of their logic in looking for that separation reduction.
We had another one recently, right? The last.
This is actually the same
Yeah,
neighborhood.
Oh, it's the same neighbor.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, it's on the same.
Something like something for the groundwater.
some engineers prefer to go with the alternate technology, well, you have the automatic, you can do a 2 foot separation. Whereas some will go, I prefer the traditional system, but you know, we still have a little more space than that. And Title V allows us to go down to the floor, so. That's what I got for you guys, I'm happy to answer your questions.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Anyone have any questions, concerns, or? I move that we allow for the. The approval of the. Reduction in separation to groundwater at 205 Indian Meadow Road. From the required 5 feet to 4 feet. The basis of hardship. And. Keeping in line. With Title V.
Yep.
All those in favor? Unanimous. About that.
I love it. Thank you.
First,
Thank you. Yes,
anything else?
yeah, and meetings again.
Oh, the meetings, I thought the meeting.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I just wanted to update you all and then anyone who is watching about the national outbreak of infant botulism, the by heart
Oh,
formula.
Yeah.
So please speak if you know more. But right now, the FDA is urging families to not use the by heart infant formula. Chris went out to the 2 stores in Northborough that sold it, and it's called a recall effectiveness check, and both had already removed the product, so everything was all okay on our side. But as of November 14th, there were 23 confirmed cases in 13 states. Currently none in Massachusetts. The FDA and DPH are urging families, one, to not use it if their infant had consumed the by heart product and has symptoms, to seek medical care immediately. And if the infant had consumed it, is not symptomatic, just to monitor closely over the next, I think they said 30 days. And then take a picture or save the label and lot number, just so they have that. Anything you'd like to add?
No, that's good.
All right.
So maybe you're looking for constipation,
That's
difficulty breathing. Feeding issues.
So we're recommending people reach out to their pediatrician or provider. We haven't gotten any calls yet, but just wanted to inform.
Botulism is when, I remember, used to be like a dented can, right?
Right.
And I was, oh no, don't eat that as much as, but you could see the can, right? It's how
It's
it's
bulging.
designed to bulge up.
That's from the gas production.
It's a bacteria that doesn't like oxygen, so it's in containers like that where there's no oxygen, where
Right.
it produces the toxin, and it's not pretty.
Have there been any fatalities from the botulism? Right?
Not from this outbreak.
Oh,
I think everyone was hospitalized. and they're doing testing.
On stool, that's the stool for the dogs.
I don't know how it entered the formula. Right, cause it had to be at the manufacturing plant.
I think right now the only one that was tested was opened, so I think they have to do a lot more testing.
Yeah.
Right now, this was a voluntary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 1% of all the formula, so there's not a concern of a shortage.
Hmm.
Keeping you eye on all of the public health. Now you're doing else.
Right. We're going to look at the meeting minutes. And it'll be myself, Lisa, and Larry. I reviewed them, I thought they were excellent.
Motion.
All those in favor?
Does someone want a second that?
I second.
Okay.
I mumbled the second. Then all those in favor, aye. Unanimous. As recorded, right?
We're not there.
How's our food pantry going?
Good, we've been in contact with them, they're busy, but we're doing a food drive, SNAP benefits should have been, reinstated, and we're helping, accept them all.
So the Boy Scouts came by.
Yes, yes.
Do you need volunteers?
No, but I can send you the person that
Sure.
handles that, yeah.
Yes.
Good. Anything else? Anybody?
Spark Hotel is.
They're gonna be opening imminently, so they're just closing out the rest of their permits and they'll be open shortly.
That's next to the Mexican food place.
Yes.
The ex-Mexican.
The
Ex.
ex-Mexican food
It's
place.
a hill.
It's one of those off brands.
Good.
Okay.
So we needed. All right, well, that's the case. December 9th, each meeting day. And with that, I move to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor? There we go.